Welcome to Wonderful English Learning Podcast.
Hello, wonderful English learner. Welcome back to Wonderful English Learning Podcast. I'm Alex.
And I'm Ben.
Today, we have something very exciting for you.
Oh, yes. Today we are going to travel with our words and our imagination to one of the most mysterious and amazing places in the world.
Can you guess? It is hot, it is sunny, there's a big desert, and there are pyramids.
That's right. We are going to Egypt.
So sit back, relax, and imagine you're traveling with us to the land of the pyramids. We'll learn English together while exploring this beautiful country.
Okay, Alex, let's start our journey. We are flying high in the sky, looking down at golden sand. What do we see?
I see the great Nile River, long and blue, like a line of life across the desert. Egypt is in North Africa, and the Nile is the heart of this country.
Egypt has around 110 million people. Most people live near the Nile because the rest of the land is mostly desert.
Yes, and the capital city is Cairo. It's a big, busy, noisy city, but full of life and history.
So before we start exploring, let's learn how to say this city name slowly. Repeat after me. Cairo.
Cairo.
Good. Again. Cairo.
Perfect.
Alex, when we talk about Egypt, we can't forget about its history.
Oh, yes. Egypt is one of the oldest civilizations in the world. Thousands of years ago, the ancient Egyptians built the pyramids, temples, and statues.
The most famous pyramid is the Great Pyramid of Giza. It's near Cairo. Imagine, it's more than 4,000 years old.
Wow! Let's teach our listeners how to say pyramid. Repeat slowly. Pyramid.
Once more. Pyramid.
Great job. Now, Ben, do you know why the ancient Egyptians built pyramids?
Yes, they built them as tombs for their kings, called pharaohs.
Pharaohs. That's a new English word for today. Pharaoh means the ancient king of Egypt. Let's say it together. Pharaoh.
Very nice. And these pharaohs believed that after death, their spirit went to another world. So they kept their treasures, food, and clothes inside the pyramid for the next life.
That's so interesting, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Ancient Egypt was full of stories, gods, and symbols. Have you heard of the Sphinx, Alex?
Of course. It's a huge statue with the body of a lion and the head of a man. It guards the pyramids like a silent watcher.
So, dear listener, repeat after us. Sphinx.
Sphinx.
Perfect. You sound like a true explorer already.
Okay, Alex, let's imagine we are there now. The sun is shining, the sand is golden, and we are standing in front of the Great Pyramid of Giza.
It's so big. You have to lift your head up to see the top.
I can feel the hot wind on my face. Can you feel it too, dear listener?
Let's practice some useful travel phrases.
Okay. Imagine you are a tourist in Egypt. You want to ask a guide something. You can say, "Excuse me, where is the pyramid?"
Good one. Let's say it slowly together. Excuse me, where is the pyramid?
Now, you. Say it with us.
Excellent. And if you want to thank the guide, say, "Thank you very much."
Good. Let's repeat slowly. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. You are speaking English and traveling in Egypt at the same time.
Now, I'm hungry, Ben.
Me too. Let's talk about Egyptian food.
One famous dish is called koshari. It's a mix of rice, pasta, lentils, and tomato sauce.
That sounds delicious. And another famous food is falafel, small, round balls made from chickpeas or beans.
Yum! So let's practice the word falafel. Repeat after me. Falafel.
Good. You can say, "I like falafel."
Repeat. I like falafel.
Nice.
And for dessert, they often have baklava. It's sweet with honey and nuts.
Ooh, I love baklava. It's also popular in other Middle Eastern countries.
See? Culture connects us. That's the magic of travel.
Ben, what do people wear in Egypt?
Because it's hot, many people wear light, loose clothes. Some then wear a long robe called a galabeya, and women sometimes wear a hijab to cover their hair.
Let's repeat slowly. Galabeya.
And hijab.
Good. Remember, clothes are part of culture, and we should always respect them when we travel.
That's right. And Egyptians love festivals. One big celebration is Eid al-Fitr after Ramadan. Families meet, eat, and share sweets.
Another fun event is Shamel Nassim. People go outside to parks and eat special food. It means smelling the breeze.
What a beautiful name. It feels peaceful and happy.
Okay, dear listener, now let's do a little English practice.
We'll say some travel phrases. You can repeat after us. Ready?
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
How much is this?
Can you help me, please?
Good. Now let's use them in a short role play.
Hello, how much is the scarf?
It is 50 pounds.
Can you make it 40?
Okay, for you, 40.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
That was fun. Dear listener, did you try to speak with us? Great job.
Alex, let's take a slow boat on the Nile River.
Yes, I can hear the water, calm and peaceful. The boat moves slowly. The sun is going down. It's beautiful.
The Nile gives life to Egypt. Without the Nile, there would be no farms, no green land, only sand.
That's why Egyptians say, Egypt is the gift of the Nile.
Beautiful sentence. Let's repeat. Egypt is the gift of the Nile.
Very nice. Before we finish, let's tell a small story.
Long ago, there was a young boy who dreamed of touching the top of the Great Pyramid.
Every day he looked up and said, "One day I will climb it." But everyone laughed. They said it's too high.
But he didn't stop dreaming. He climbed a little each day, step by step.
After many days, he finally reached the top. He saw the sun, the sand, and the Nile all shining together.
And he said, "Dreams are like pyramids. You reach the top one step at a time."
What a beautiful lesson.
Yes, just like learning English. Step by step, every day you go higher.
You know, Ben, some countries also have big old monuments, like in Mexico, the Mayan pyramids.
That's right. Pyramids connect different parts of the world. Even if we speak different languages, we share wonder and history.
So, dear listener, when you learn English, you are also connecting with the world, just like the pyramids connect time and culture.
Okay, let's review what we learned today.
We learned about Egypt, Cairo, the Nile, the Great Pyramid, the Sphinx, food like falafel and baklava, clothes like galabeya, and festivals like Eid.
And we practiced words like pyramid, pharaoh, sphinx, and hijab.
And travel phrases. Excuse me, where is the pyramid? Thank you very much.
Yes, you did so well today.
You are learning English and exploring the world. Isn't that amazing?
Dear wonderful English learner, remember, learning English is a journey.
Like climbing the pyramid, step by step.
Every new word is a small stone that builds your pyramid of knowledge.
So keep learning, keep practicing, and keep dreaming.
And one day, you will stand at the top, confident and happy with your English.
Thank you for traveling with us today through the land of pyramids.
We hope you felt calm, inspired, and full of curiosity.
Don't forget to practice speaking every day, even for a few minutes.
And if you enjoyed today's episode, join us again in the next one.
Until then, stay wonderful, stay curious, and keep learning English.
Goodbye, wonderful English learner.